Beth Cleveland from Fort Valley, Georgia. And if you'll hang on just a minute, I'm just finishing sifting my flour. I don't always sift my flour. Usually, I just put it in a bowl and whisk it around really good. My mom always says you should never make a cake unless you sift your flour 3 times. And I'll have to admit, on this cake, it makes a difference. This is an easy cake. It is a cream cheese pound cake. And then we're going to serve it today with a cream cheese topping, and we're all about peaches in Fort Valley, Georgia. We're going to serve it up with a warm peach spread. So I've got my peaches going. I'll let this sit a minute. I've got my peaches over here. These came out of my freezer. And I've got them just kind of where they're good and warm. And I'm going to take some little bit of flour, and I'm going to mix it up really well because I don't want it to get lumpy. I'm going to mix it up, and then I'll add a little bit more until it's nice and liquid enough to put in the rest. That should about do it. Now, stir that up, let it cook for a minute. And I usually don't add much peaches because you know how sweet our peaches are, but just to make sure I have a bit of a sweet tooth. Okay, now we'll just put those on simmer and let those cook while we finish the rest. Okay, I've put in 3 sticks of margarine, and now I'm about to add my Philadelphia whipped cream cheese. Now I have to admit, I've made this cake with regular, I've made it with whipped, and it's both wonderful. Just going to mix those up, and I'm going to add 3 cups of sugar. Now we'll just blend that really well. The more you mix, the fluffier it'll be. Okay, that is looking nice and creamy. So what I'm going to do is I just got most of the batter off my beaters, but I have cracked 6 eggs in here in this little bowl, and I'm just going to whip those a little bit. Sometimes I do it with a fork. This just seems a little easier today, a little faster. Get those nice and whipped. Okay, and then I'm just going to pour a portion of them in here. And then I'm going to put in my sifted flour. Sometimes I add a little salt in this recipe, but it actually doesn't call for it. Maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon when I'm sifting my flour. Now I'm going to see if I'm able to go over here and stir this so that it doesn't stick. Ah, that's doing just right. I'm going to add the rest of my eggs. The rest of my flour. And we're almost there. May want to mix it a little more, but this is looking pretty good to me. Okay, your cake is ready, except for a little bit of vanilla. I love vanilla. And just a drop of lemon. I think that about did it. Make sure that's mixed in nicely. Now you can do this cake several ways. If you want a nice big pound cake, you can put it in a big tube pan. But I like things to cook a little faster, and I also like to give things away because I tend to eat it when it stays around my house. And so I put it in smaller pans. You can buy these anywhere that sells cooking supplies pretty much. What I've done is sometimes my cakes stick on the bottom, so it's old-fashioned, I know, but I put a little piece of parchment paper that I cut to fit the bottom, and I sprayed the pan. This will make 2 small cakes, and they cook in 50 minutes to an hour. I usually stick a toothpick in them to test and see if they're done. This cake is awesome if you take it out just a little bit before it's done. It makes that kind of sad line in it. Oh, it is so good. Okay, that's ready. I'm going to put that in my pan. And we'll be ready to put this one in the oven. These freeze. Yum. Now another old school trick. You beat it down so you get all those air bubbles out. Wake up everybody in the house. Clean it up just a tad. I wasn't very neat when I was doing that. And it's ready for the oven. I baked this at 325 for the first 20 minutes, and then I cut it up to 350 for the remainder of the cooking time. Now, let's get to this. The warm peaches are just about ready. They're thickening up. I'm going to cut them up just a little bit more. And let's make our warm peach spread, or our cream cheese spread. We'll put the rest of this over here. Now, I've got 1/4 cup of sour cream, or 4 ounces of sour cream. And I've got 4 ounces of whipped cream cheese. Let's put both of those in there. And let's stir them up just a little bit. And now I'm going to add probably a tablespoon of vanilla and lemon juice. Now I'm going to take the juice of 1 lemon. If you mash it this way, you can kind of catch all the seeds. Okay. Now, let's add a little bit of that lemon zest. Took my microplaner. You don't want to get into the white part. You just want to get the nice, pretty yellow part. Yum. If you get in the white part, it makes it a tad bit bitter. There we go. See all that nice zest on there? Okay, now we mix that up and add just a little bit of powdered sugar. And that is ready to go. All right, now. Okay, that's ready. And it just so happens that I have a piece of pound cake ready right here. Now, what we want to do is take a little bit of that spread, put it right there, just kind of mix it around a little bit. Let's take some warm peaches. Yummy. Georgia style. Let's put a little more of that. Lay a strawberry on the side for color. If you want to make a pound cake that's more fun and festive, put flowers in it. Do whatever. Make your cooking fun.